Everything rusts eventually. Steel, iron men. The question ain't whether you rust. The question is what's left underneath when all the shine is gone. I've been rusting since the day I turned 30. Edges going soft and my hands going dirty. Used to be so sharp I could cut through the noise. Now I'm just a man with a handful of old boys. Found my father's tools out in the garage last fall. Hammers, wrenches hanging on a dusty wall. Every single one of them red with rust and age, like the final chapter written on his final page. Picked up his old wrench and I turned it in my hand. Felt the weight of everything I didn't understand about the man he was before he was my dad. Before the rust took everything he ever had. I put it in my pocket, carried it back home. Some things you inherit even when you're grown. The rust, the weight, the silence and the bone. The particular way a good man dies alone. So here I stand in all my rust and wear. Every flake of me is falling through the air. Every piece of shine that time has taken off. Rust and bone is all I got. Rust and bone, that's what's left to me after all the fire and all the history. Rust and bone, stripped down to the core. Not the man I was, not nothing more. Rust and bone in the winter cold. Every story that was ever told, written in the iron of my skin. Rust and bone, let the light come in. Rust and bone, rust and bone, all the way down, all the way down. There's a photograph of me at 22, standing in the sun like I had something to prove. Jaw said hard and eyes burned clean. The most certain I have ever been. I don't recognize that boy most days. Don't remember living through that confident haze. Don't know where he went or when he left the room. Just know that certainty turned to quiet gloom. But maybe that boy needed what he got. Maybe all that fire needed to be now. Maybe rust is just the way that iron grows up. Maybe breaking down is how a man feels up. Met an old man on a bench outside the church. Said he spent his whole life in the search for something solid, something real, something true. Said, son, the rust is what gets you through. Rust ain't rot, don't mix them up. Rot is when a thing gives up. Rust is when a thing keeps fighting, even as it changes, even as it loses its original shape. The iron's still in there, under all that red. Still iron, still bone. So I wear my rust like a working man's coat. Every stain a story, every crack a note, written by the years across my hide. Rust and bone, nothing left to hide. Rust and bone, that's what's left to me after all the fire and all the history. Rust and bone, stripped down to the core. Not the man I was, not nothing more. Rust and bone in the winter cold. Every story that was ever told, written in the iron of my skin. Rust and bone, let the light come in. Rust and bone, rust and bone, all the way down, all the way down. Still iron, still iron. I still carry that old wrench every day in my left coat pocket. Heavy as a prayer, rusty as the truth. My father's hands made marks on it that no rust can cover. And one day my son will carry and his rust were mixed with ours. And that's not decay, that's legacy. Rust and bone,